What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods Expert Mode. Oh yeah, guys. So I have been doing some things around the base. As you might notice, there's no more torches all over the floor. Yes, I went ahead and I made some painted glowstone. Turned the witch spawner back on, got some glowstone blocks, and used our painting machine from Ender.io to paint them with the cobblestone texture of the floor. So yeah, now we don't have the torches all over, but now we got like this diamond pattern. So yeah, if you want to light up the floor properly and not have any weird lighting things like that, you pretty much have to do like strips of the painted glowstone like every 3 or 4 blocks. Anyway, I didn't really feel like that was going to be necessary. We can turn on our... Oh, I don't have my Ender.io dark steel armor on. Yeah, I was doing some work over here, getting some more Yellorium made from our resource miner outside, taking some of the cyanite and turning that into plutonium, so I have my hazmat suit on. Anyway, yeah, if we put this armor back on, we can press the night vision key, and you can still barely see it, but it's not really that noticeable. Anyway, it doesn't bother me. But yeah, that is a thing. That's why we got the weird checkerboard pattern all over the floor. It's just because we have the glowstone blocks where the torches used to be. So last episode, we were working with the bees, and at the end of the episode, I noted that, yeah, we probably could have done all of that with Gendustry, but I kind of wanted to mess around with the acceleration wand since we did take the time to make it. So now we got a second acceleration wand that's currently outside, not really doing anything, but yeah, that's still available if we need to speed up a machine or accelerate the process of making drones, which we're most likely going to be using that for. Other things I've done around here, I've expanded out our auto crafting. I put a couple more layers on there. I moved our the processors downstairs. I don't know if I ever pointed that out. I think I did that before last episode. So yeah, those are down here. I added some more. Those are all 16, or no, these are 64K. Right, I did upgrade those. I forgot. So we got plenty of crafting ability down there as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, today let's start looking at trying to get to the emerald, I guess Emerald Princess or whatever. So we want to get this bee. So in order to do this bee, we need the Imperial and the Redstone. We already have the Imperial, so we need the Redstone. Redstone was from the Obsidian and Steadfast. We've gotten these from like End Cities. I think I said you can only get those from End Cities in the last episode, but there's actually a few different dungeon chests you can get them from. So yeah, they're not super uncommon. Obsidian, we need hardened plus that steadfast again. Hardened, we need rocky plus cultivated. So we already have rocky and we already have cultivated. I did go around and I farmed up some more rocky bees. I threw away all of the non-pristine stock princesses. We can take all of these that we have here and convert them into whatever type we want, but we just want to make sure we have the pristine stock ones. Drones, you can see I have a few more drones than the princesses, because we've thrown some of them away, or in the case of the value, you just get these randomly from breaking hives in the world. But anyway, so we are going to start working on getting these bees done, which means we're going to get into the Gendustry machines a little bit. We never set these up before. We haven't really taken a look at them in this episode, or I guess in this series. So that's something we're going to be doing. I also did make this clipboard here, so we kind of have like an easier way to see which bees we need. So again, Emerald is the Redstone and the Imperial. We have the Imperial. So to get the Redstone, it's the Obsidian and Steadfast. We have the Steadfast, Hardened, and Steadfast. For the Obsidian, the Hardened is made with both the cultivated and the rocky, and we have both of those. So it's just kind of like another way for us to keep track of what it is, so we don't have to keep going into JEI. Okay, so Clipboard, it's pretty cool. So yeah, all these different things here are ways that we're going to be able to breed the bees, take traits off the bees, stamp bees with the better traits, and make, you know, production bees. So that's what we want to do here. So let's start off with the Mutagen Producer. We need to put this somewhere, and I think we're just going to set up another row over here. So let's, for right now, we'll start right here. If we need to expand out further, we'll go this way, but yeah, we'll kind of keep these in the same line. So Mutagen Producer, Advanced Mutatron. So the Advanced Mutatron, when we look in here, we have a place for 2 different bees to go. We have a spot here for the Mutagen, and we have a spot here for power. It does require labware, which is a disposable item from Gendustry. And then when you put the 2 bees in here, it'll give you the option of choosing the different types of offspring that it can make. Most bees only can do 1. Some bees can do 2. And I think there might be one that does more than 2. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. At least I don't remember. So we need a genetic sampler. This is where we can put in drones, right? We can put in drones and labware. I think the drone goes here. I think one of the, let's go into Gendustry. These things, the gene sample and then the labware goes here, and then it randomly takes a trait off. So if we want to try and get bees that work at nighttime or bees that work in the rain, we'd put in drones that have that trait, and then eventually we'll get it off there. Eventually, also we can try and get like the breed of the bee, like rocky bees or redstone bees. And then if we ever need to make more, we can stamp other bees with that, the genes. So that's pretty cool. All right, and then the genetic imprinter is how we stamp the bees once we get the traits off of them. These 2 are the ones we're going to be working with most today. Let's go ahead and break out some spots underneath these guys here so we can run power wires and so on. Now, I do believe the Mutagen Producer takes glowstone or redstone. We can look at Mutagen, and it should tell us. Fluid tank. Mutagen Producer. Does it? It doesn't tell us here what it uses. I don't think there's any thing here that's telling us either. I think Redstone Blocks is what I've used in the past. So let's just go and throw some in there. We'll do this. We'll grab some conduit as well so we can run some power. And I did make a pattern for dimensional transceivers, so if we need to make more of these, we are able to do that. I just have to go and grab the bottled enderman and make the vibrant crystals or whatever those things are. I think we can steal some power off these machines over here though. All right, so let's go ahead and run some power to these. Get that one back, and yeah, we'll just bridge this over. That should be okay for now. Now, if I remember right, these machines do take a lot of power. They have a huge internal buffer. Yeah, so this takes 5 million. This one takes 1.6 million. That one's 1 million, and this one is 4 million. So yeah, they do take a lot of power to fill them up. So you can't really do this super early game, but once you start getting essentially unlimited power, they're pretty good. Okay, so let's try putting some redstone in here. So it looks like that is working. It's going pretty slowly. I assume we can use our wand here to speed things up. Looks like it is going through those redstone blocks. You can see the number going down on the tooltip. All right, so we got a little bit of nothing here. Where the mutant, oh, it just automatically ejects it over into this one. Okay, so it looks like each block produces 900 millibuckets. So I guess one dust is 100 millibuckets worth of mutagen, which is fine. So now we can try doing our first breed here now that we have a little bit of mutagen in there. So we wanted to make the redstone. No. We should probably start all the way down here. So we want to make the hardened bee. So that's a cultivated plus a rocky. So let's do rocky. We already have rocky princess. So then we can use a cultivated drone, which I never brought any of our bees in here. So let's go outside this way. All right, I'll grab all of these guys so we don't have to run back out here again. Cool. All right, so we'll go back downstairs. And I'll put all these back in here. Okay, so we need the rocky plus a cultivated. Like so. Very, very easy. So now we can come over here to our advanced mutatron. This bee plus this bee. And it gives us the choice of what we want to make. We're going to do the hardened one, but we also need to get that labware going on. I did make some auto crafting recipes for these. The labware is a few pieces of glass panes and a diamond. And I think it makes 16 at a time. Let's just make like 100 of those. So yeah, we can craft up the glass panes. We have the diamonds available, and it's going to make our labware. We're going to need a bunch of these, so might as well make up a little bit extra now. And then labware goes here. Cool. So now, that's 5,400 millibuckets. So if we do this, Okay, so it looks like it uses 1,000 millibuckets to do this process. Okay, that's not bad. All right, so there's our hardened queen. Very, very simple. So now we need to take this and breed off. Well, I guess we need it to die off and then get the drones. So normally I'd use the industrial apiary for that, but since we have the super fast thing outside, we're gonna use our super fast thing outside to get this process done. Again, most of these bees don't work at nighttime or in the rain or underground or this and that. So we want to make sure this is in the plains biome. We want to make sure there's flowers nearby, etc., etc. So yes, we can just go ahead and breed these guys off, and then I'll flip this lever so they automatically just keep producing drones over and over. Now, there might be a point in time when we get to a bee where it only produces one offspring, and then we're going to have to doctor that up so it will produce more than one. The rocky bees, the rocky drones, those are ones, for instance, that I know of that for sure do not make extra drones. So that's one that if we want extras of those, we'd have to do that. But anyway, let me go ahead and get this bee to get a bunch of the drones going on here. Once that's done, we can look at making our Obsidian Beam. And then once that's done, we can get a redstone. And then once that's done, we can do our emerald. All right, guys, so I went ahead and I made a 64 or 65 extra drones of the hardened ones. And we need to breed the hardened with the steadfast. Now, I wanted to, before we breed these, just make sure there was nothing special about this particular bee here. Everything looks pretty normal. The thing that I did notice about this is that it says it needs ores nearby in order for it to produce. So I guess we must have had some types of ores underneath the grass where we were breeding those bees, which is fine. So I was able to use those ores and continue producing and working. Nothing special about that. It does work in day and night. It does not work in the rain, and it does work underground in the caves, which is kind of nice. Also, since we're bringing up the steadfast, I checked this one out, and there is nothing special about this at all, actually. Same kind of things here. Anyway, so we can just go ahead and breed those two together, and that's going to make our Obsidian Beam. All right, so we'll go ahead and let this do its process here. And there we go, Obsidian Queen. So if we take this one and look at it, again, this one uses ores. Is there anything special? It does like warm, so it might not work in the plains. And the humidity is fine. It's just got, it can do a little bit higher, a little bit lower than normal. So the fact that it does, yeah, it might not work. I'm not sure if it's gonna work on the plains or not. Can I see the other? I can't see that one. I did move our travel anchor over here so we can go right to the bees area. So if we put this in here, we'll find out right away. Too cold. The bees are huddled together to survive the freezing cold here. Use a habitat locator to find a warmer climate. So it does not like the plains biome. Okay, so since that's the case, we can kind of go around here. It might like the roofed forest. A thing that we can do to find out what the climate is, we can place it on apiary, or we can use the habitat locator. And right here on this tooltip on the apiary, it says it's cold and then the humidity is normal. So the bees aren't gonna like here. So we need to find a spot that's a little bit warmer. What about this biome here, the roofed forest? What does this one do? This one is normal, normal. I think the plains is normal, normal as well. Let's go take a look here just so I know for sure, because I didn't look at this. Yeah, normal, normal. So I guess it needs warm, normal in order for that to work. Yeah, we might have to kind of go around for a little while and see where the best spot for that's going to be. It could be Darklands. I don't know what this biome is. Nope, that's cold. All right, so that's not good. Okay, well, I guess we could look at using the industrial apiary. We could put in the different climate changes in here so the industrial apiary acts like it's warm or whatever. We might be able to use the acceleration wand on there to speed up the process, but that's probably going to use a lot more RF. I guess we will go ahead and try that out. I will make some of the upgrades for that. Let's go back downstairs real quick. So again, the upgrades for this, yeah, we want this one so it will continue breeding. So let's make one of those. That does require the alveary, and I made up all of these components earlier. So there's that, or I'm sorry, all the patterns. We're gonna want the lifespan, which I don't think I made. The production upgrade, definitely something we're going to want. Rain, we can deal with later. Let's take a look at the lifespan. So that one does require fermented spider eyes, clear glass, or I guess just regular glass, and then the upgrade frame. So let's make a pattern for that. Again, terrasteel nuggets, aluminum, resonating redstone crystal. We have a bunch of those. Apiary is the more expensive part of all of that. Okay, so we want to make a pattern. Yeah, I think we can just do it like this, right? Fermented spider eye. I did make a pattern for that before. So lifespan, cool. So we're gonna want to make 4 of those. Let's go in here and drop these guys off in a spot. Right. So we want the lifespan upgrade. We want 4 of those. I don't know if we have enough Apiary blocks. Yep, we don't. Okay, so I need to make more of those. I got a little bit more work to do. We'll see if we can get the apiary with all the upgrades in here, and we'll check that out. All right, guys, so I went ahead and I made a heater upgrade for this bee. We can see right here, without any of the upgrades on here, it says that it's too cold, and it says that the temperature is cold, right? So if we put in 1 heater upgrade, it'll say that the temperature is now normal, but it still says it's too cold. This bee does require warm. We put in a 2nd heater upgrade. It still says the temperature is normal, right? So with a 3rd one in there, it'll now say the temperature is warm, and then this progress bar will start doing its thing. Yeah, so it takes it a little bit of time, or I guess a little bit of these upgrades. In order to make this bee happy, you can stack these up to 8, according to the tooltip here. So we might end up making more of these later on. Pretty much what we would want to do is, in previous packs that I've played, there's an item called an acclimatizer where you can take a bee and feed it sand or whatever, or ice or water or whatever, to change the humidity and the temperature tolerances, so it will be happier in more climates. You'd want to take a bee that's like that, get that trait off it, and then stamp that on all your bees. But it does not look like in this particular pack there was anything called an acclimatizer or something that'll change a bee's happiness for the temperature and humidity. So that's a thing we're gonna have to pay attention to a little bit. So you can see in just a little bit of time with the 4 lifespan upgrades, it has gone to 50%. So I have not tried this one acceleration wand. I assume it works, but it's probably gonna use a lot of power. Okay, yeah. I did put the automation upgrade in there. I forgot about that. So the automation upgrade will make it so when the bees die off, it just automatically places them back over here. You don't need piping. So if we place that back in there, does that work? Maybe it doesn't work after that's already happened. Okay. Well, anyway, we're able to get our obsidian bees this way. I'm going to want to do this until we get probably a stack of drones, at least 16, but probably a stack of them. So yep, I'm just going to sit here and acceleration wand this for a little bit, and we'll be back, guys. And as usual, guys, I went ahead and made a mechanical user so we can put our acceleration wand in here and have that make our apiary go much faster. Now, since this does require RF, and unlike the regular regular apiary, yeah, we can only feed it so much power at a time. So 12 seems to be the maximum amount of upgrades that we can put in here, even with the dimensional transceiver on here pumping in power, that this thing just eats so much power. It's a little ridiculous. But anyway, we have our Obsidian Beam. I bred it up. We have over a stack of the drones now. So we can take this guy over here into our Mutatron, put it in with another Steadfast, and then we can now get ourselves a Redstone Bee. This is one of the more important ones that we needed here. So the Redstone Bee is now done. If we take a look at it, I do believe it does require redstone torches nearby. That's why I have one on me. Yeah, flower type redstone. So you need to put like a redstone torch nearby the hive. Otherwise, it won't work very fast. You can see the lifespan's long. I think that is different than all the other ones we've seen so far. It does only have fertility of 1, so we will never get more than 1 offspring from this. So this is one we'll probably want to doctor up a little bit before we go too crazy with it. We can look here. It says that the tolerance is both 2, so a little bit more humid, a little bit drier. It's fine. And it does require warm climate as well, similar to the Obsidian Beam. Okay, so those are things that we want to know about it. So we can put it back in here. Yeah, we can put it right back in here. And does it say that it's... Not daytime, no flowers. Okay, so it does not work at nighttime, and it does need the redstone torch, so we can just put that over there. That should be fine. So we'll just need to go upstairs and sleep. And the bed is out here. All right, so we'll come up here, we will sleep, we will make it daytime. It's kind of weird how it doesn't work at nighttime, even though it's underground. But yeah, that's a thing. So now it's daytime, we have a redstone torch nearby, and this thing should be happy. No flowers. Does it need redstone dust? I thought it would see the redstone torch, or maybe I just need to take that out and put it back in before it updates. Okay. It says that it requires redstone. I thought redstone torches were the thing. Is it now changed for redstone dust? We could try putting some redstone dust around, or maybe it just needs the ore. Not entirely sure. No flowers. It does say that it needs redstone. Okay, that's kind of confusing me. I'm going to have to play around with this for a little while because I'm very certain that we used to just put redstone torches around for the redstone bees and that's all they needed. All right, well, the other thing that I was going to check out was if redstone ore was what we needed. And sure enough, you can see the bees swarming around the redstone ore block anyway. So yes, that is what we needed here. The bees are happy. They're doing their thing. And we can put our acceleration wand in here and speed up the process of these bees dying. Now, I don't have the acceleration, I'm sorry, the automated upgrade in here. So we're just killing them off so we can get both the princess and the drone. Now, we could continue on with our bee breeding process using this thing, but then we'd lose out and we'd have to redo making the redstone bee again. This might be a good time to try and get the lifespan upgrade and stamp these bees with that particular trait. So we can come over here to our drones and find some in here that produce more than one. Common drone does. I think the majestic can do up to 4, but I don't know if we have that trait still on this bee. It might have lost it during the breeding process. So let's take our common drone here. We will run it through there. What is the machine called? Genetic sampler? Can't remember the name of it. Yeah, genetic sampler. We can run it through here and try and get the trait off it where you can do 2 offspring. Eventually we'll want to make those better, I think. But anyway, let's grab some of the gene samples. We need probably, let's say 10 of those. You can reuse these if you get the wrong ones off of the bee. You can reuse those by running it through a furnace, I do believe. But let's go and do one together. Oh, you know what? We also need labware. I guess I can steal some out of here. So this does require labware. It does require the gene sample. And then we can put a common bee through here. It does take a little bit of time. We can probably accelerate that with the acceleration wand once again. But yeah, that will give us one random trait from that bee. And that gave us flower type of flowers. Okay, so we'll do this again. I guess I'll grab acceleration wand. There we go. And that time it gave us a species of common. So now we can always make common bees if we want to. But again, we'll just keep doing this over and over until we get the one that we're looking for here, which might take a minute. There's a few different traits that it can get off there. There's a territory one. And so on and so forth. Okay, so let me go ahead and try and get the offspring one, and we'll be back. All right, so that took about 12 tries in total before we got the fertility off that bee. This is what we want, so these bees can produce more than one offspring. We can get an excess of drones. So what we gotta do is make a genetic template and then put the fertility on there. So genetic template, I do believe, is pretty inexpensive. Yeah, just some tin ingots, diamond, and redstone. You can reuse these over and over if you want to, or like I like doing is making a master template that has all the best traits, and then when you breed bees, you can just stamp them with your master template and get all the good traits on them. But anyway, we want to take this guy and put it with this here, and that will show that it can do fertility of 2. So yeah, we can stamp a bee with up to 13 different chromosomes, including a species. All right, so there we go. That's all we need. It's not a great template right now, but it will get the job done for what we're trying to do here. So we put the template here with some labware, and then we ran the bees through. Once it gets to the end, I think you might have to do it twice per bee. I can't remember how that works. Okay, so we stamp them with that, but it might only do it on the main trait, not on the sub trait. I don't remember how this works. Let's take a look. So it says fertility 2 on both. Nope, that's all we got to do. Cool. So now when we put that in here, these bees should start producing offspring. So we can put the automation upgrade in there and our acceleration wand in there. All right, so we should start seeing some extra drones appear here. Yep, we got an extra drone. Perfect. All right, so we can continue on breeding these up and get like a stack of these redstone drones so we have extras. Okay, guys, so we ended up with a bunch of these redstone bees, and the redstone bees are making the crystal comb, and the crystal comb can be centrifuged into the crystal propolis, right? And then we can take the crystal propolis, run that through again, and get some of those crystal shards out of them. So it looks like we got 10, we got a few shards. Okay, so we got 14. Now the crystal shards, I'm sorry, the crystal grains can be used to make the emerald fragment. We need 7 of those, and then we can get this. So there isn't a lot of point, I guess, to go to make the emerald bee itself. So let's go ahead and do this anyway. We'll get those in there, and then we need 7. So we have enough to make 2 of those fragments. What I'm curious though, the emerald fragment, can we use those in like a compacting drawer and kind of cheat the system to turn regular emeralds into these things going forward, or do they not have a recipe? They don't have a recipe. That does not work. Okay, what I was hoping is that we'd put it in here, it would show up as an emerald and then an emerald block, but no, we absolutely do need the bees to do this. Now, 9 of these do turn into an emerald, but there is no way to convert from an emerald back to this way. That's why that's not working, I suppose. All right, so we don't want to put those into any kind of a drawer. We definitely want to make sure those are separated so we can use these going forward. We'll probably want to make a craft and applied energistics that will convert these into emeralds though. All right, so the final breed, we might as well just go ahead and do this anyway then. This guy, the final breed is the Redstone Princess plus an Imperial Bee, and then we can either make a ruby or an emerald. So this time we get the choice. We definitely want the emerald because we want it to just directly make these fragments for us. All right, so there's our Emerald Bee. Now, I don't know anything about this particular one. Let's take a look and see if it has anything special about it. So, flower type Emerald HT. I'm not sure what that means. I guess that's an Emerald block. I think that bee might be changed, or I'm not sure. It's got long lifespan. It only does 1 offspring, which I'm not sure if that's a big deal or not for this particular bee. I don't know how many of these we're going to need. It looks like most of the traits are the same. Okay, so we can go ahead and run that through this guy. We'll turn off the automated thing. Where's our bee? We'll put it through here. No flowers. Okay, yeah, I do believe that's going to require an emerald ore, which we don't have out here. But we should have emerald ore. I guess it'd be over in this thing right here. So our emerald ore is right there. Cool. All right, so now we should be able to go back downstairs and get this bee to do its thing. With that nearby. Take it out, put it back in. There it goes. Looks like everything's happy. Cool. So now if we put our acceleration wand in there, it's not going to make a fragment, which is fine. It usually will make those when you put in the production upgrades, and we don't have those yet. All right, so now we have those 2. We could stamp it, like I said, with the trait so it makes more drones, or we can leave it like this where it's just a straight up production bee. I'm not sure what we want to do. It's easy enough just to run it through this thing though and make it so it will produce extra drones. Later on down the road, if we just have these things set up specifically to only make these shards, and that's the only thing we care about, these fragments, we could set their productivity or fertility to 1 so it just doesn't clog up the system with extra drones. But yeah, anyway, let's go and grab this guy. He's got a little bit left on there. And I think they're both done now. Cool. All right, you guys go back in there and we'll fill up the wand. Let's see if we can get it to make some of the emerald fragments. I do believe, let's take a look at this one more time. I do believe the bee produces that. Yeah, 15% chance, and it also makes the comb, so makes the fragments themselves straight away Why did that stop? It might be nighttime. Yeah, not daytime. Okay. Yeah, there's still a lot of traits that we need to get stamped on the bees. Like, we want to make sure they work at night and day in caves without concern about rain. All those kinds of things. Those are traits that I can get off our other bees off camera. It's not that big of a deal to do. We have plenty of drones to do it with. It's just a matter of time. Oh, I didn't put the automatic upgrade in there. So that and that. Okay, so now our bees should be making our crystal combs and those emerald fragments. Again, these things are used to make, from the mana pylon to the nature pylon. The mana pylon, we did need the demon will crystals and the royal jelly. So now we should be able to do all of this and start being able to progress a little bit further into Britannia, which is awesome. But guys, we have run out of time for today once again. We got ourselves pretty decently far in bees. Yeah, any bee that we need to make going forward, it's going to be super simple with Gendustry. It won't take that long. The only thing that'll hold us back is the production, because we can't do like the humidity changes and other things, but we'll be able to work around that. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.